So you're going to begin drawing with a pencil. You want to lightly sketch out the eye that you are going to create. Then you're going to start with oil pastels and start putting in color. So I'm starting with the eyeball itself, and I am using varieties of yellows and oranges for my image. And if you notice, I'm using the oil pastel, I'm layering. I'm thinking like paint right now. I want to be blending the colors and making the details into the eyeball itself because I want this part to be the most vibrant part of the whole piece. So I'm looking at my image really closely to notice color variations and where like light and shadow are happening, and this is me trying to show that on my image here. Now on the outside you do want to be adding the textures. So here's the texture of the eye, the space around the eye, and notice how I'm showing lights and darks within the textures themselves with the oil pastel, but I'm not coloring in every single shape because I do want to leave space for paint. So you have to be mindful of what you're choosing to represent with oil pastels and what you're going to choose to represent with watercolor paint. All right, so remember, watercolors and oil pastels don't like each other, so you're going to be putting on some watercolor paint onto this image to fill in those white gaps. And again, you want to still be looking at that image reference and finding where are lighter parts, where are darker parts, and using the appropriate colors for those areas. So darker areas, I'm using more blue, greens, and blues actually to show heaviness and depth, and then I'm keeping it to like the regular green and yellow green for the lighter areas. And I'm letting colors blend and mix as I work across the piece. And so I just keep picking up colors and putting them where I need to, constantly looking at my photograph to help guide me on what needs to go where. Now in the background, I chose this color on my own. I thought it would look nice. I'm going to do a flat wash of watercolor. That means I just want it flat color in the background. So you can see I'm going to smooth this out, layer it, so it just looks like one flat color across the whole top, and then I can say that I'm complete once that is good to go. Make sure you hit all your edges when you paint on the eye and the background itself. So do any touch-ups you need to do, and then we let this dry, and then you have a beautiful, interesting work of art using a mix of media and showing texture.